everyone, it's Hannah and today I'm going to show you how to make this friendship bracelet that's like crosses and diamonds and was supposed to be posted last Thursday, but I had a busy week last week. Ugh, such a hard life. No, I'm kidding. I was just busy having a social life, so I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to edit and upload a video in time. It happens sometimes. I will try to be more organised in future. So this friendship bracelet was a request on my friendship bracelet collection video. It is pattern number 5282 and I'll just get it up on my phone for you. This is what the pattern looks like. I know it's incredibly confusing. I'll pop a link to the pattern in the description box below so you can follow along to the pattern as you're following along to me verbally explaining it. How you read friendship bracelet patterns is you read from left to right, one knot at a time on each row and then working down. Without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so to start this bracelet, you are going to need a metre, each strand to be about a metre long. What I chose to do was measure 2 metres and then fold them in half. So I had 4 strands at 2 metres, folded them in half because I'm going to add a button at the end. Because it is an 8 strand bracelet, you can use the 4 strand plait that I showed you a couple of weeks ago in a video. You're then going to want to lay it out like this. So to start, what you're going to want to do is you're going to take the thread on the furthest left and do a forwards backwards knot. We haven't yet come across this, but it's pretty much what it says on the tin. You're going to do a forwards knot, making the 4 shape, pulling the tail through the loop and pulling it up. And then you're going to do a backwards knot, making the backwards 4 shape and pulling the tail through the loop and pulling that up. Now that pair is done, we're going to push them off to the side, we don't need them for the minute. We're going to take your next 2 threads, which are threads 3 and 4, and you're just going to do a basic forwards knot. You're going to do exactly the same with threads 5 and 6. And then on this side, threads 7 and 8, you are going to use the 8th thread to make a backwards forwards knot. So you make a backwards 4 shape and you pull the tail through the loop and pull it upwards. And then you make a forwards 4 shape, pull the tail through the loop and pull it upwards. Next row, you're taking your 3rd thread, which for me is that lovely pinky purple colour, and I'm tying a backwards knot over my blue thread. Then strands 4 and 5, you are tying a forwards knot with strand 4 over strand 5. And then with strand 6 over strand 7, you are tying a forwards knot. For our 3rd row, you are going to take your pinky purple strand and tie a backwards knot over your yellow strand. Strand 4, which is also pinky purple, is tying a backward knot over strand 3. Strand 5 is tying a forward knot over strand 6. And strand 7 is tying a forwards knot over strand 8. For our 4th row, we are not going to be knotting the very outside threads at all, so I'll just pop them out of the way. And strand 3, which is the pinky purple colour, is tying a backwards knot over strand 2. Strands 4 and 5, which should be the same colour, are knotting over themselves, and I'm just going to do a forwards knot for this. And strand 6, I'm tying a forwards knot over strand 7. Like so. Now we're on our 5th row. Row 1 and 2, we're tying either a forwards or a backwards knot over the other thread. And then we are using the fourth strand, which means blue, to tie a backwards knot over the yellow third strand. So now I'm doing 2 forward knots of the 5th over the 6th. And then knotting the 7th over the 8th. So now we're on the 6th row, and you are taking the 3rd strand and knotting it over the 2nd. So for me, that's knotting the blue over the pink. Then we're knotting the 2 middle threads together, so that's the 2 yellow, they should be the same colour. And then you're going to tie a forwards knot with the blue thread over the pinky colour. So now you're going to do a backwards forwards knot. So you're going to make a backwards 4 shape using the 2nd thread over the 1st, pulling the end through the loop, and then making a forwards 4 shape over the same cord and pulling that end through the loop. The yellow thread, you're tying a backwards knot over the pinky purple, forwards knot using the 5th thread over the 6th, then you want to do a forwards backwards knot of the blue over the purple. So you're doing a forwards 4 shape, followed by a backwards 4 shape. And it's really important that you do that bit right, otherwise everything's going to be in the wrong place. I'm now going to knot the 3rd thread over the 2nd thread, so knotting the yellow over the blue in a backwards knot. Knotting the 2 centre threads together, and knotting the yellow over the blue in a forwards knot. For row 9, you are going to want to knot your 2nd thread over the 1st, so yellow over the pink. You then want to take the pink colour and do a backwards knot over the blue. The next pink colour, you're going to want to tie a forwards knot over the blue. And then with the yellow, you're going to want to tie a forwards knot over the pink. The next row is to get the centre colour of the diamond, so knot the 2 pink colours together. Knot the 2 middle colours together, so that's 2 blue for me. And now I'm knotting the 2 pink colours together. And then we are going in with the yellow, and we are doing a forwards knot over the pink, a forwards knot with the pink over the blue, a backwards knot with the pink over the blue, and then a backwards knot with the yellow over the pink. Now you are going to do a forwards backwards knot with the yellow over the blue. And then you're knotting your 2 middle strands together, so they should both be the same colour. And then using the yellow over the blue, tying a backwards forwards knot. And that is your first diamond done. We make 3 of these in total. So For the next one, you are tying yellow over pink in a backwards knot. One of the centre pink strands over the blue strand, backwards knot. The next centre pink strand over the blue strand, forwards knot. And then the yellow strand over the pink strand in a forwards knot. Now we're creating the centre part again, which is exactly the same as it was last time. So you're knotting all of the threads that are the same colour except for the two yellow ones together. So you're knotting the two pink, the two blue and the two pink together. Then, like we did last time with our diamond, we are taking the yellow and tying a forwards knot. And then the pink over the blue forwards knot. Sorry, I kind of went into autopilot. And then you want the pink over the blue in a backwards knot. And then the yellow over the pink in a backwards knot. Now you're taking the yellow and tying a forwards backwards knot over the blue like we did last time. You're knotting the two centre colours together. And then you're tying a backwards forwards knot with the yellow over the blue. Look at the pattern, it's forming. Then we are tying, much like before, we are going to do backwards knot with the yellow over the pink, backwards knot with the pink over the blue, forwards knot with the pink over the blue, and then a forwards knot with the yellow over the pink. We are now creating our centre colour again, so we're tying once again for the last time. We are tying each of the same colours to each other. So we're tying the two pinks in a knot together, the two blues in a knot together, and then the two pinks in a knot together again. Then we are taking the yellow, we are tying a forwards knot over the pink. We are taking the pink and tying a forwards knot over the blue. Taking the next pink, we're tying a backwards knot over the blue. And the yellow thread tying a backwards knot over the pink. Now we've done our 3 diamonds, so we're just finishing off the other side. So we're tying a forwards knot over the blue using the yellow. We're knotting the two centre pink strands together. And then knotting the yellow over the blue. Now this next row, we want it to be symmetrical with up here, so we want the next row to be blue. So how we do this is we take our blue strand, we tie a backwards forwards knot over the pink, like that, and that will set us up for our next row. You're then taking your yellow strand and tying a forwards knot over the next pink, taking the yellow and making a backwards knot over the next pink, and taking the blue and tying a forwards backwards knot over the pink. So now you are going to take your blue thread, which is the second string, tying a forwards knot over the third, knotting the two centre strings together. They're the same colour, so it doesn't matter what colour or what knot you tie. Then taking your blue thread, you're tying a backwards knot over the pink thread to its left, like so. Now you need to knot your 2 pink threads together. Tie a forwards knot using the blue thread over the yellow. Tie a backwards knot using the next blue thread over the yellow. And tie your other 2 pink threads together. Then you are going to want to take your second strand. This is the first, we don't need it this round. So you take your second strand, tie a forwards knot over the yellow. You tie your 2 center threads together, so the 2 blue ones in my case. And you take your 7th strand, which for me is pink, and tie a backwards knot over your 6th strand, which for me is yellow. That's what it should look like so far. You can see the pattern forming nicely now. Now you're going to take your first pink strand, tie a forwards knot over the yellow. Next pink strand, you are going to tie a forwards knot over the blue. The next pink strand, you're going to tie a backwards knot over the blue. And with the final pink strand, you're going to need to tie a backwards knot over the yellow. On the final round of the pattern, take your second strand, which is pink, and tie it over the blue strand. Knot the 2 center strands together. And then knot your 7th strand over your 6th strand, so pink over blue in a backwards knot. And then you go all the way back to the beginning, starting with your forwards, backwards and backwards, forwards knots in the yellow, and do the pattern all over again. And then you just keep going until your bracelet is long enough to fit around your wrist.
And there we go. Like I said in the video, you can choose to finish it off any way that you like. The way that I finished this off was with a button, and I glued the knot. If you want to see how to do this in more detail, check out my chevron bracelet video. I don't glue the knot then, but I don't think you need to see how to put glue on a knot. It's quite self-explanatory. You can also finish it off with a plait if you prefer, and you can also start it with a plait, but I like to start my bracelets with loops for some reason. If you liked this video and found it useful, please be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Your support means an awful lot to me. Also, while you're down there, you may as well hit subscribe. I post 2 videos a week. One of them's on a Thursday, like this one, and the other one's on a Sunday. Throughout the whole of October, I am doing a new series which is called Spooky Sundays, and I never say it like that in the video, don't worry. Spooky Sundays is all about Halloween related crafts, so if there's anything particular that you want to see, feel free to leave me a comment down below and I'll see if I can sort that out for you. If you do use any of my tutorials to make anything of your very own, feel free to post a picture of them on Instagram with the hashtag #TheCornerOfCraft. You can also tag me at @TheCornerOfCraft so I can see how talented you all are. Here's a small selection of wonderful makes that my viewers have done. Thank you once again for watching. Please check the description box for anything that I think you might find useful, along with all my relevant social media links. They shall be down there, and I shall see you on Sunday for Spooky Sunday. Ooh. Bye.